Welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to apply matrix transformation to live video recording using CameraX to apply a Spin3D effect in native Android application. So let's get started. So first I will be mirroring my device, so the output might be little bit laggy, just bear with me over here. Also I have created an XML layout project instead of Jetpack Compose, so but if you want to use Jetpack Compose you can do that as well. So first I'll just give the camera permission, then I'll give the record audio permission. Then here is our preview. So here you can see it is applying that Spin3D effect with the help of matrix transformation. I'll click on the start button, so it has started the video recording for us. So I can just move my camera as well if I want to, and I can just click on stop. So it gives us a toast message where the video has been stored. Now I can just go back to my files app. Alright, so I can just go back to my files app now just to show you guys the output. So here you can see the video has been recorded as well. So yeah, hopefully you got the point. Now let's see the code. So first you need to go to build.gradle.kts, and here you need to use this camera core, camera 2, camera lifecycle, camera video, camera view, Android X media 3 effect as well as media 3 effect. Then you need to go to libs.versions.toml, and here you need to add camera core, camera 2, camera lifecycle, and here you need to add this media 3 effect, which is still in alpha at the time of me recording this video, and last one is media 3 effect version as well. And over here you need to add camera lifecycle, camera 2, camera core, camera view, camera video, and here you need to add Android X media 3 effect as well as media 3 effect. Once you add this, you will see a sync now button. Just click on the sync now button and it will download all the dependencies for you. Then you need to go to app manifest android manifest.xml, and here first you need to use this feature of camera, then this camera permission, record audio permission, write external storage permission as well. Then res layout activity underscore main, and over here first you need to create a preview view, give it some id as well. Then the width and height is 0 dp, and we just constrain it to all sides of the screen. Then here we take a button whose width and height is wrap content. Then here we pass the id as well, we define some text and we constrain it to the bottom of the screen. Then we just need to create a class, like this is a Java class. Now you can make this as Kotlin as well. The reason why I have kept it as Java, because I have copied all this code from the documentation itself, so that's why it was in Java, that's why I'm using Java over here as well. But like I said, you can convert it to Kotlin. Now given that I have copied it, I don't really understand the entirety of it, so I'll simply scroll through this file. It's not that big, only 35 lines of code, but yeah, still I like there are a lot of matrix calculation which I don't really understand. I'm not really an expert on this, so I'm not going to fake it that I know everything about this. So yeah, you can just pause the video and copy this code. Then you need to go to main activity, and here I have all this imports. So again, I'll simply scroll through this file. Feel free to pause the video wherever you feel like and just copy this import. There are some dead imports as well which you can remove. Then we are annotating this with @unstable API. I don't think is this, yeah, this is not required, but we are adding that unstable annotation over here, as you can see. Now this matrix transformation is coming from this stable version of media 3 effect, but this API is a bit unstable at the time of me recording, that's why we have to use this annotations. But hopefully by the time you guys watch it, it becomes stable. Then here we have this video capture, we have the recording as well. Here is our executor service, this is the preview view, this is the button. Then here we request for multiple permissions. By default the value of this is true, and we just loop over all this, and if any of this value is false, we just make this as false. If this is false, we display a toast message, else we start our camera. Then inside on create, we initialize our viewfinder, we initialize our button as well, and if all permissions are granted, we just call start camera, else we call request permission. Then here we just do button.set on click listener, pass capture video, sorry, and here we just have this video capture not equal to null. Then we just set our button.is enabled as false, we get hold of our recording, we stop it and we make it as null. Then here we do simple date format as well, we format our date, we pass the content values by passing the display name, mime type, and if the Android version greater than P, we also set the relative path. Then we get the media store output option, passing in the builder as well as content values. Then we just do video capture dot output, pass our like all our prepared recording, and if the audio permission is granted, then we just do with audio enabled as well. Then here we pass the start method. Here is our event. If the event is of start, then we just change the text as well as is unable to true, and if it is finalized and if there are no error, then we just display a toast message. Else we just call recording dot close and recording equal to null. Then we just change the text of our button as well. Then here is our start camera, where we just first get hold of our process camera provider dot get instance. Then we add a listener to this. Then we get the camera provider future dot get. Here we build our preview view. Then we define our recorder as well. We get hold of our back camera. Then we just do use case group builder dot passing our preview as well as video capture use case. Then here we create a media 3 effect as well, and then we set the list by passing this create Spin3D effect. Like you can create whatever effect you want with the help of matrix transformation. Then we just do camera provider dot unbind. Then we bind it to the life cycle. Then here we call request permission like this will help us to get the permission, and another method just to check whether permission was granted or not. And inside on destroy, we just do camera executor dot shutdown, and here we like create a variable for file name format and another variable for getting the camera as well as record audio permission. And if less than equal to Android P, we also require the write external storage permission. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.